I'm going to be completely honest with you right now. As a Laker fan, these past 2 years have been so difficult. I can't even express to people how difficult it has been being a Laker fan. Because though I know for a fact, irrefutably, the hurdle that the team had to overcome post the Russell Westbrook trade, we are getting to a point where we are so far removed from that transaction that it's no longer an excuse. Rob Pelinka, in this front office, you have to do something else. Because every single time the Lakers have the opportunity to do something to the roster, added something, not just young players, not just vet minimums, actually add something of substance. Since the Russell Westbrook trade, when we got him out of there, you have done nothing. Absolutely nothing. While I watch every other team do everything in their power to make their roster better. Now, where exactly does this come from? Now, in the beginning of this offseason, just past 2 or 3 days ago, we kicked it off with the Los Angeles Lakers with some fairly good news, right? LeBron decided, hey, I'm going to stay. You got Bronny. I'm going to stay here. And to do you one even better, I'm going to potentially take a pay cut, reportedly up to a $20 million pay cut, just so you all can figure out to get an impact player. And because of this pay cut, at bare minimum, I'm willing to give you full MLE. Full MLE. Some of the players that are rumored the Lakers could get with a full MLE was Klay Thompson, James Harden, and Jonas Valanciunas. Now, some of these names I didn't believe. James Harden being at the top of the list. I said that in the other video. I do not believe that James Harden would have came to the Lakers for $13 million a year. But Valanciunas, a 5 that me specifically I've been asking for the past year and a half now, he was available. He goes to the Washington Wizards for around $10 to $11 million a year. That's it. Less money than an MLE. Didn't get him. Klay Thompson, the name that we all have been holding on for the last 24 hours. You've been sitting here waiting. Guess what? He doesn't come either. Doesn't sign at all. He goes to the Dallas Mavericks. And somehow he goes to the Dallas Mavericks for less money with less years than potentially, allegedly, reportedly, the Lakers are willing to offer him as well. So you missed out on both Klay, James, and Valanciunas. You went out of your way to figure out how you can get this done. You failed to do so because now Klay Thompson is signing with the Dallas Mavericks. So you swung out on all 3 of them. Let's go further than that. D'Angelo Russell, he decided to opt in because that was a huge question mark behind, hey, what exactly are the Lakers going to do? Are they going to be able to add somebody? What exactly are they going to get for D'Lo? Because D'Lo could just walk in for agency. He said, hey, I'll actually do you one better. I'll come back. I'll opt into my contract, $18 million in my last year, which then allows the Lakers to at least get something for D'Lo instead of him walking. And you ran the risk of him walking because you didn't trade him at the deadline. Now, granted, D'Lo wasn't yielding the type of results you wanted to yield at the deadline last year, the trade deadline in the regular season, because you tried to go get DeJounte Murray. That didn't work. And now apparently DeJounte Murray, he's now going to be in New Orleans in a trade package that they decided to give the Hawks. By far, you could have beat that. Easily. You easily could have beat that. Even if it meant throwing in extra, probably too many draft picks in the process. But you have to do something. And the fact that we're at this point and you're doing nothing is a problem. And while all of this is happening, while you're hyper-focused on like 1 or 2 players, players are being signed left and right. Players are just moving. Kelly Oubre, already gone. Derrick Jones Jr., already gone. Isaiah Hartenstein, already gone. And some of these players are gone for an amount of money that you could have easily signed them for. Very easily. And after all of this has gone to shit, I am now hearing rumors of you are interested in DeMar DeRozan? DeMar DeRozan in big 2024. Fuck no. It's basically the exact same principle that we had with Russell Westbrook, where you're on a team with no floor spacing, which then means you're not going to go get the 5, because if you get a 5 that can't shoot, that's even less floor spacing. And DeMar DeRozan at this point in his career, my nigga, no. What makes it worse is that you actually now went into the offseason with more draft capital than you did last year. More draft capital that you had the deadline, and you still haven't done anything. And what's even worse, and something that we all should have known, because, and and I should have known this. I saw all the tea leaves, all the inklings, all the evidence, and I decided to just close my eyes, turn a blind eye, and cross my fingers and hope for the best. But you was already outlining that you were going to be a dumbass all offseason long. Every single article reporting, oh man, when either JJ Redick comes or when we get the new coach, oh man, Austin Reeves, Rui, Max Christie, some of the niggas that you are supposed to be trading are a part of the reason why you're going after certain coaches. Okay, that's interesting. As soon as you brought in JJ Redick, they asked you about any type of additions. You sat there and said, oh man, in this new CBA, I don't know, it's gonna be kind of really hard to make some deals. No, nigga, not when LeBron is giving you an out saying that he's willing to take a pay cut. He's willing to take a pay cut for a full MLE, and with him off of the books, you still had more than enough wiggle room to just outright sign someone. And who cares? Who cares if you end up getting close to the second tax apron? LeBron is only going to be on the roster for another 2 years, maybe 3 at most. That's it. It's not like you're committing to LeBron for like 4 or 5 years. No, you're not. You're committing to LeBron every now and then. 1 or 2 years with an option at the end. That's it. Maximizing this year by bringing on Klay Thompson, maximizing this year by getting defensive wings, maximizing this year by moving off of D'Angelo Russell, even if it means you go after a bunch of different players when it comes to draft capital, shifting off of those pieces as well. Those are necessary evils to maximize this next year or two. That's it. But believing that the roster as currently constructed is enough, and the only difference was, oh, we just need a new head coach. Yes, Darvin Ham was bad. We all understand that. But this is where we're sitting here talking about even more, and I do mean even more pressure on a rookie head coach trying to figure it out on an incomplete roster. It's incomplete. You know what's even crazier? The Lakers have movable assets. D'Lo, $18 million, $19 million. That's movable. Rui, $17 million. That's movable. Gabe Vincent, only $11 million. That's movable. These are all pieces that are movable. So it's not as if we're talking about you are sitting on like a Zach LaVine or DeMar DeRozan type contract where you can't move these players because no one wants any of these pieces. That's not what this is. You're on a bunch of role players who are effectively all making under $20 million a year. And what you are banking on is Austin Reeves turns out to be like a fringe all-star caliber player. That Austin Reeves is going to have such a huge leap that it's going to not only justify not moving him, but he's going to be on a steal of a contract with him only making $13 million. That's A. B, what you're also, and this is the part I really don't understand, what you're also banking on is that some of these players weren't really maximized enough, and the team will look significantly better when players like Rui and Max Christie actually gets coached. Okay, I'm optimistic about Max Christie. I ain't got no problem with about that at all, but not so much so that I'm willing to not at least make him a reserve and cut his PT to around 15 to 20 minutes if I can get a noticeable improvement, because effectively the player that you want Max Christie to become next year, that's who Klay Thompson is. That's who Klay is. And so if you are telling me that the way that the roster is currently constructed is enough for you to not be aggressive in any deals, bro, you're losing me. You're losing us. Wake up, Rob Pelinka. Do something. You're not doing anything. The roster is not good enough for you not to do nothing. It's not, my nigga. No defense on the perimeter, no point of attack defender. The only 5 you have on this team really is a fucking pseudo power forward and Christian Wood. You're banking on a rookie head coach in JJ Redick. Nigga, there's too many question marks on this team for you to double it back with the same roster damn near. And what's worse is that now that when LeBron is off the books, even though it says right here that the Lakers have $178 million committed, what they really have is like $120-some million. The Lakers can just outright sign somebody. They can just go right now and just sign somebody. They can sign somebody's name on a dotted line right now. Right now. They can do that right now. And you still haven't done anything. There is absolutely no excuse for the Lakers not to make any additions or improvement to this roster. You went into the offseason below, not the luxury tax, not the second or first tax apron. You went into the offseason below the normal salary cap. You went into the offseason with only $120 million roughly guaranteed to the books. You went into the offseason with LeBron saying that, oh, I'll come back and I'll come back for less money so we can have the full MLE. You went into the offseason with D'Angelo Russell opting into his deal so you can trade him instead of lose him for nothing. And here we are 2 to 3 days into the offseason and you haven't done anything at all while every other team is picking up so many different other players. This right here is the most infuriating, upsetting, disappointing front office I've ever seen. Because even if you have to overpay to get something, you have to do something. You can't do nothing. Even if it comes at the expense of an extra draft pick, even if it comes at the expense of taking on a bad contract potentially, as long as it doesn't completely screw the Lakers long term, you have to do something. You cannot sit on your hands and do nothing an entire offseason where you had cap space, LeBron taking less, and D'Lo opting in. Everything that could potentially go right for you went right for you, and you still didn't do anything. You were equipped with more draft picks than you had at the deadline, and you still did nothing. You cannot fool us. Do not tell me about some new CBA, new second tax apron, not enough room. You can't say that. You had all of the pieces at your disposal. You can't run that lie. You cannot do that. So if the end result is DeRozan in big 2024, man, get the hell out of here, bro. Only thing I'm asking right now from Rob is to do something. You have to do something. Something. We're going to another season with the exact same needs, the exact same problems, the exact same flaws. So it's not like you didn't even know what exactly you needed going into this summer. There's no way you look at this roster and not know. And then you know what else I saw? You know what else I saw? I saw a report saying that we might bring back Taurean Prince. Hell no. Fuck no. No. Rob, no. We can't even shed the man that was a negative for the team. You tell me we're gonna bring back the negative as well? No. And then I saw the Spencer Dinwiddie. You bringing back Dinwiddie too? No. Absolutely not. No. Fuck no. Bro, between D'Lo at 18, Rui at 17, Gabe at 11, with 2 more draft picks, as well as this year's player that you just drafted, and Dalton. Bro, nigga, you have more than enough, bro. You have enough. Do something.